Okay.
Okay, we are live. Yes, we are live now, which is very exciting. And I'm going to get my YouTube up as well. And that way I can have the chat up as well. Let's go over here. Let's go. I don't know if I could do this in YouTube Studio actually. Let's find out. YT Studio. Nope, that's what YouTube Music. That's not going to help me. Give
Yeah,
me
we tried the guitar thing.
YT Studio. Um, ba, 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 ba. No is the answer to that question. See, what's quite useful is that if you're on Twitch and you go in on your phone, it will just give you like the dashboard that you need for when you go live, but not here, which is a shame. So that's going to have to be a thing, but that's all right. Let me just go straight over to my YouTube and check it here. Click on that one. And you go in on your phone. Okay, yeah, okay, we're live. I can get the live chat up. And I'm going to put that right there. And hopefully my battery will last during the period of time. So, happy days. So, you know nothing about vibe coding?
No.
Nothing at all. Complete mystery.
I'm assuming there's something involved with music and getting pretty groovy, that kind of
No,
thing.
no, not at all. Not at all. We're all it's all going to be coding, right? But we're not going to be coding, and that's the point, right? So I'm gonna do a presentation. I've given this. I gave this presentation at a vibe coding meetup about 6 months ago, and I've had to give this presentation. This is probably like my eighth time giving this presentation. Like that's how often I have to talk about vibe coding as a thing. But yeah, I've done it on stream before, and it's always something I end up chatting about. So let me swap over on my streaming software. Let me share screen over here, like so. And all right, the art of vibe coding. And okay, I just need to resize my thing a little bit. There we go. Perfect. Oh no. I tell you, it's like trying to get a cat into a carrier, trying to get streaming software to line everything up correctly. Okay. Just go a little bit bigger. Okay, right, we're good. We are good. This is the presentation, the art of vibe coding. Or how do you build apps when you don't know how to build apps? So, for folks watching, founder at Chuff Coaching. I've had a startup consultancy for a period of time. Also had a product another thing, and spent a decade in tech, over a decade. Worked for unicorns. That's me. That's all you need to know. So, what is vibe coding? Right now, there's two things we need to talk about. The first of which is our apps, and then the second of which is AI. Right? And how does an application work on your device? Right? So, how do we go from how does the app actually work in terms of the things inside of it, and then what is a large language model? Like, what do those things do? Like, what are these? How do these two things come together? So, first of all, what is an app? So, it's just a bunch of files, and when you download an app, you're just copying files to your device. That's all it is. Just as you would copy a Word document or a text document or whatever. And it just has text in them. And that text is the code for the application. So if you're on Mac, you can right click and show package contents, and it will show you all of those files. So you can go into them and have a look like what these things actually are and what they say and what they do. And that is an application. So when a developer works on an app, they will take those files or start new, right? One of the two, and take that existing project and put it in there and say, okay, that's great. Then they'll make changes to those files. They'll add text, they'll change text, they'll delete text out, they'll add a whole bunch of stuff. And then they upload the new app with all that text documents inside it. And then that's ready for you to download, and that's your update. So that is the development process. So let's talk about AI, or more specifically, what is a large language model? Now, when you go use ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude or any of these things, it's all you'll do. All it is just a word predictor, right? That's all this thing does. And you prompt an AI, so you give it an input in natural language, right? So you sort of say, tell me about this country and its population and its culture, and then it will say, okay, take that in. It then processes the input. It runs it through a statistical model, and all it's doing is saying, I have seen all of these things on the internet, and I can now use that as a reference to predict some other text, and that's the output. So when you get that stream of text, that's all it's doing. It's taking your input prompt, it puts it into the statistical model, and it goes, says, right, for all of these words, what's the next word? And then it gives you that. And then it says, okay, for all of that input text plus that one word, what's the second word? And it gives you that. And then it says, for all of this plus these two words, what's the third word? And it just keeps doing that over and over and over again until it gives you a result that looks like the input piece of text. And that's all it's doing. It's just rolling dice. It's just a statistical model. It's just saying, I've looked at a lot of things. This is what you give me. This is the most likely output that you're going to need, right? And that's what it does. So AI and app development basically means just using prompts to generate the text for the files that make the app, right? So rather than saying, tell me about the history of pizzas or something else, it will say, okay, well, give me code instead, right? And this is kind of how AI app development works. You give it a prompt, you get the text for the files, and then you get an app, right? And those are the three things you're going to do. Prompt, get files, app. However, what if we just ignored the middle bit? Like, you don't pay attention to the code, and you just sort of say, right, prompt and I get an app, all right? Well, then when we kind of get our app and think, do you know what, I want to make changes, we can just go back to the prompt, which will then give us an app. And we get into this loop. We prompt, we note changes, we get an app, we note changes, we prompt again. And we ignore the files and the words in the file itself. We just ignore it. This is vibe coding, right? That's what we're doing here. And what does that look like? Right, that's kind of going to be a useful thing to explain. Well, here is an example of how I've done that before. So I've got a prompt that says, right, build me a countdown timer. That's also a counter when it opens, start a 5-minute timer. And then when I click count, add 1 to the count number, and then reset the timer back to 5 minutes, right? And I just describe what I want. And what I get is this, right? And that works quite nicely, okay? Okay, so that works quite nicely, right? Now, I think this isn't quite the way that I want it. Like, I want it a bit smaller. So I put in a prompt and I say, make it smaller, because I want it on a smaller screen. So it runs it again and creates another prompt, and it creates another app for me. Cool. And then I might say, do you know what? Actually, I kind of don't like the colors, so I want it purple with a bit of gold. And that changes it again. And this whole thing is what we're going to do, is kind of get into this loop of we prompt, we create an app, we note changes, we prompt again, we create an app, we note changes, and we keep going around and around in iterations until we have like what it is you're looking for. So how are you going to vibe code, right? Now, there's many options. And today we're going to use Google's AI Studio. but there are other options out there. So for people watching this this little presentation, either now or in the future, you've got Lovable, which is just an all-in-one platform. You can go in, you can prompt create an app, and they'll host it and do everything for you. Same with Replit, Base44, and Bolt.new is another one. The all-in-one platforms are great, although some of them can cost money at some point, right? And that's why AI Studio is a little bit more generous, which is why we're going to use that one. They're going to give you a huge amount of free stuff that you can do, but we can just get into the flow of things, and so you can get an understanding. Now we can use generic LLMs like ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude. It doesn't do the hosting for you. It's not an all-in-one platform. However, it does require you to manage the files yourself. So if you have some knowledge in how to manage the files, then it's absolutely fine. You can just stick it in and do it that way. And honestly, 90% of the vibe coding I do is this second option. I just get the file, I just get the text, put it in the files I need it, and I know how to manage those files just fine. So this slide was very much for me at the event I was at. So it's a bit, in the context, a little bit different, but some of these things are going to be appropriate. First of all, don't be too ambitious, right? You're not going to build the next Instagram. You're not going to build the next, AAA game, right? We're gonna just build something small and see what we can get to. We're going to work in small increments. So we're not just going to chuck it a whole bunch of text and say, right, this is the full thing we're going to do. We're just going to break it down and sort of do a little bit at a little bit. We want to focus on one job to be done, one flow, one feature, so we don't bounce between two areas. And this is something that can sometimes happen when you're doing this stuff, is that you have you can kind of go in with one, trying to fix one thing or trying to build one thing that breaks another thing, and then you try and fix that thing and that breaks the first thing, and you bounce between the two. So focusing on one job and one flow and one feature helps sort of break that up a little bit. We also have to be as descriptive as possible. So we need to write down everything, like really kind of break it down, and as I always say, like as if you're explaining it to a 5-year-old, right? That's kind of the level you have to get to, because any ambiguity, the AI will just fill in the blanks, and then that may not be something that you want, and then trying to come back from that is quite difficult. So yeah, definitely a thing to do, and we'll leave the last one, it's not important, but most importantly, have fun, right? That's what we're going to do. We're going to have some fun and enjoy it. And just before I finish, just one more thing, as Columbo used to say, just one more thing. If I come out of my presentation, here is a tool that I have, and I'm just going to quickly, if I can grab the end, there we go, and bring that into whatever, so I can get that on one stream. So this tool here that you're looking at, it's just a way for me to take images out of Figma, export them as PNGs, and present it as a presentation. I built this, and it's hosted on the web, and I built this at a Vibe Coding event, an earlier version of the Vibe Coding event that I originally gave this talk at. And this is it, and I can kind of go through all the different slides, and that's basically how it works. And that is vibe coding. That's vibe coding right there. Does that not sound amazing? I don't know, but that's the end of my presentation anyway. And that's normally my thing. But again, that was for an event, so we can ignore that. So let's go over to the call. Okay, so let me stop presenting. Stop sharing. There we go. Okay, so let's go back here. Cool. So did that make sense? Did that sound at all interesting? What did you take away from that?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds simple enough, he says. See what we can get from this.
And this is, so let's kind of start off talking about what could we build today, and let's sort of spend some time thinking about that. Like, we could build like a small app for yourself. We could build a tool, like a little web tool for you. We could build a game if you wanted to. We could build.
My thoughts jump to some kind of like I know how easy it'd be, like prioritization of like a to-do list or something, or some kind of filtering system on that front that's kind of a little bit more, I don't know, efficient, more, I don't know, human-driven, based around my priorities, than like a simple Trello board.
Okay, so you want to do a to do app.
That's the first thought I had.
Okay, let's have that first, right? Okay, so we've got a to do app. It's the classic. It's the classic thing to do is a to do app. That's whenever like someone gets into like learning how to code and they start learning all the stuff, and it's like, well, I need a project to get into in order to like make sense of it. Very often, it's like, oh yeah, a to do app. That's a good starting point. So it's a classic. What else? What else do you feel like if you want to build a to do app? Like, do you want to kind of put the tasks into the app and then it does a thing and then you can manage it from there? Like, is that your?
Yeah, I kind of think, I don't know, arbitrarily, like you can just feed it with, I don't know, you start Monday morning, you put in all the your priorities for the week, and it learns, it grows as the weeks go on, and to the point where it could just say, "Hey, you sure this is a priority because you didn't manage to finish it last week?"
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, that's a good start. That's a good start. Any other thoughts of what you could build?
I mean, a game sounded quite fun.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know what that would look like. Um, Something kind of
Neither do I.
simple, like a 5 minute burst, that kind of thing, or I don't know,
Yeah.
a mind absorption.
What kind of game? What kind of game would you do?
um, my first thought there is like flying saucers and aliens. Maybe because I watched Paul last night, but that's an aside.
Okay.
Um,
Flying saucer. What do the flying saucers do? Like, what is it? Is it do you shoot flying saucers? Do you catch flying saucers? Like, what do you what do you want to? What would be a good idea for you? Would you say?
I think running away from them, trying to
Okay.
avoid them in like a forest or something, or yeah, trying to
Okay.
avoid being abducted.
Avoid being abducted.
Yeah,
Is it 2D? Like a 2D avoid being abducted game?
yeah, 2D,
Okay. Okay. And is that side on or like top down? Like
top down.
top down, and you're trying to avoid being abducted.
Hmm.
Okay, cool. That's another one. So let's put that in there as well. Let's save that one. Anything else?
You've got a to-do list. You've got a potential game. Um, is this something you could create where it's like it takes, say, if you're looking for a job, for example, and it takes like, I don't know, certain keywords, or I'm looking for, I don't know, to be a chef within London or something, and it will scroll all the kind of sites out there and offer you like a dump of the day. Dump of the day is a terrible way of saying it, but a digest
I was going to say
of the
I did my dump of the day earlier. It's not that's not the time for it now.
And yeah, and then you and it has like, I don't know, top five. It's like, oh, based on your kind of choices, these five are available. Here's the application information, or here's the number,
Mm.
here's the recruiter, or yeah, it breaks it down, makes it more accessible than yeah, having to access like 20 individual different sites all the time trying to find something.
So if you know the link to the careers page, for example, of a certain company, then you
Yeah,
can
you can just feed
basically
it in, and then that would be another one. Then you get like 20, then 30 if you're monitoring certain companies. Like,
yeah
I don't know, you want to be chief jelly baby tester at
yeah
Sweet Company. You're like, cool, I'm going to monitor that page. That goes in there, and then when a new one comes up, it's like, oh, from the jelly baby range, there is a new tasting chef. This
Mm.
matches your keywords. Why don't you go apply for it? And you're like, ooh, it's my daily alert. That sounds great.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good. Yeah, I mean, you could just have you just put URLs in of careers pages, and it just sort of scrapes it. Web scraping gets a little bit more fiddly, but it's not impossible. But yeah, absolutely. That might be a thing that you could just go away and sort of just do like over time and just do a little bit here and there and see how that comes along. And it might be a case that once you've kind of learned the things, how we get into the process today, that would be good because how every website would present their jobs on their careers page would be slightly different in terms of the HTML. So you need to sort of say, well, how can I ensure that I pick out the right things? And that might well be that you also use an LLM to be able to pass that information to say, okay, go find what's interesting and help me out with this. So yeah. Anything else?
Nothing that jumps out right now,
Okay.
like instantly. Like maybe if we, I don't know, create one or two of these and then go, oh yes, I want to create a dinosaur investigation model. No
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah. Just sort of have an idea and just sort of tinker around with it. It's fine. All right then. Let's get stuck in then. Do you want to do the to-do list or do you want to do the game? I
The fun side is the game, the practical is the to-do list. So I'm definitely going to choose the game.
Let's go the game. Let's do the game. Let's do the game. So go over to AI Studio, and then I'm going to swap back to the previous view we had, and hopefully things haven't messed up. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to swap over here. Okay, cool. Right. Okay, so I can see your screen, which is perfect. So, let's sort of describe it in there. So say something, I don't know, along the ideas of, I want to create a game, right? And start, and just like, as you described it to me, right? So you want to create a game, 2D, top down.
I was going to go for the core focus, then go to the individuality, or should I go for the like top down? Because I'm like the core focus is running away from aliens. This will involve a top down view.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, just write in what you want to write in. Just write it down as you would explain it to me.
Escaping from a bunch of flying sources. The you. Oh, sorry, I'm reading out.
Okay.
Have I put 2D in there yet?
No, not yet.
What would that be? The graphics to be 2D?
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah.
Graphics.
So I'm just going to read out as you're typing. So.
Oh, sorry. Did you want me?
No, I'll do it. It's fine. You carry on typing.
Okay, cool.
So I want to create a game that's core focus escape from a bunch of flying saucers. The view should set as a top down with the main character running through the forest, which has gaps that the flying saucers can use their beams to grab you. The graphics to be 2-dimensional. Yeah, keep going.
Should I describe what the main character wears, or?
I think that's fine. I think we can just
Okay. Leave it as 2-dimensional.
Yeah.
So core focus, flying away from flying saucers, 2-dimensional. Each level should take no longer than 5 minutes to complete.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
To complete a bigger boss type.
Okay.
Line saucer emerging every few levels. Fair enough.
Yeah. What kind of vibe? I would say put like like is it fast paced? Is it strategic? Like put some of those words in there. Like what what do you want to experience as a player of the game?
Okay. fairly fast paced.
Hmm.
With what are the other things to consider again? Sorry.
So
Oh,
yeah,
strategic or not? Yeah,
if
very
you want it
fast
to
paced with
be
the
strategic,
just
you can even describe how hard you want it, or if you want it like being very easy at the beginning and then it gets progressively harder, like that kind of thing.
that eases you into the game, but increases as the uh, use forward through the levels.
Okay, let's go. Let's hit the button. Build. So it's gonna the first run is gonna take a little while because it has to kind of do a bunch of stuff and create all the files and create all the code. So it's gonna take a little while. But as you see, we've gone in with a very we've kind of gone in with a description that it's got some details to it. Oh, look at this! This is new. You can actually pick designs. So
Is this what it's Shadow Pines? Are they going to be?
So, yeah, I guess can you? I guess you can select on the right hand side: immersive UI, vibrant palette, artistic flair.
Ooh,
So whatever you want to go with.
I like the artistic flair.
Okay, so select this design. That's new. The last time I used AI Studio, it didn't ask me questions like that. So that's quite new. That's new in here.
And then is the code, obviously the behind the scenes. Does that write while you're watching it?
Yeah, if you click it, actually, you might see it actually doing its thing. Okay, cool. So you can see it's starting to do things. It's gonna take a little while to get started on the first one, but we'll hang on for a minute. So go back to
Then does it
preview.
learn on like each subsequent ones, like the style of how you ask things, or prompt you in a way of, oh, in your last one you asked for this. This time you haven't mentioned that.
What if you do another project?
Yeah. Like does the studio like learn as you go and like your style and how you
I don't
vibe?
think so. This is where you kind of want to create. If you want to keep consistency, then you need to create like a file explaining that consistency, and then you upload it, and then you say this is the guidelines, and then you prompt. So I have a template called. I have a template which is just it's something called along like Chuff Toolkit template. So all of my toolkit template is in yeah, for my template on my website, I just have all the descriptions of how to build that particular thing and how to style it, and then I just upload that, add as a file, and just say follow these guidelines, but build this thing, and then it will just go through and go, okay, cool, right, I got you, and then it will just follow those instructions. So, very often it's kind of, yeah, you want to kind of create guidelines, and it's all you're doing is creating a prompt sandwich. So you have the first bit of prompt that you did. Now, when it builds this app, it's still going to be opinionated on how it builds that app. It's that Google basically puts it into another prompt sandwich, and then you're constantly sandwich together these prompts, and then it creates one really big thing that you send, and then that's what creates the application. So it then writes code based on that. So that's basically how it works. And I Claude Code, which is a tool, got leaked recently, and I downloaded the code and had a little look at it, and I was like, oh, that's actually quite interesting how that all works, So, okay, so it's created something, right? So we've got something. I don't know how this is going to work. And can okay, well, it's created a thing. So WASD, awesome. So maybe yeah, click that button
Oh, this one.
up
Oh,
above.
there's this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where's your okay? It's done it in like a
Can
mobile
move it.
view. So if you click the full screen button,
Yep.
that's it. So you should be able, if you click into it, to move
Um,
with WASD. So as you're playing, have some thoughts.
Mhm. Probably it's quite hard to actually get around these ones. Okay, so there's a set route to get out. We can only capture you in here. Right, let's try and get captured.
Okay. So if you go, okay, cool. So you just have to avoid them for a period of time.
Hmm.
Okay.
It didn't seem okay. Got a next circle. There's a bit more there.
Yeah. So it just put you in the next level. I don't know. Oh, right. So you have to be in the circle for a period of time. Is that what it's doing?
I think so. Or you can only be detected in the circle. But then, because they're moving so quickly, the light doesn't shine you long enough to really get detected. So it needs to
Yeah.
be a bit more challenging, I'd say.
Okay.
It comes out of detection risk, but I think they have to hog over you for a while. Yeah, okay.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
stress it
So
this way.
let's come out of full screen. And what questions do you want to ask it in terms of what the game it built? What questions do you want to ask?
I mean, first instance is what difficulty trajectory have you put this on? Like, was the first level very easy? Or that would be my first thing to ask.
Okay, so ask it. Go ahead. Is the what have you said it? I can't remember how you said it
Is
now.
the difficulty, oh, can you explain the difficulty curve?
Yeah, it's actually giving you an outlook. Actually, let before we send that, scroll up on the chat and see. If you just go up a bit more, and then okay, I've set it up. Okay, cool. Theme updates. Okay, fine. Scroll down. Visual enhancements. Fine. Scroll down.
Self-concurrence meter at the bottom. I didn't even notice that. Inverse the direction button, live Intel feed that provides real-time tactical warnings.
Okay. So, okay. So go back to asking your question. Okay. So this for me is particularly how I like to do it, but sometimes you can go in and just keep putting changes in over and over and over again. But sometimes I like to ask questions of like, well, what did you build, right? So we didn't go through. So this is a great example, right? So we didn't explain the mechanics of the game, and it just sort of invented some mechanics. It just took your description and said, well, I'm going to have to give you something, so I'm going to give you mechanics. So if you were to do this again and you said, oh, actually, I'd quite like to have this specific mechanic, then you can actually explain that to it. But you can also do it later. But okay. So
Okay.
what did the chat say?
So introduction, basic stealth levels 1 and 2. These levels, okay, so they're going to have less tree density as it goes along and minimal clearance gaps. Yeah, so very easy the first couple of levels.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
I think it needs ways to navigate to the other side as well, at least, because the goal's kind of just hiding, which comes from the kind of stealth element that are programmed in at the start.
Yeah. So say that. So literally what you just said. Type it into the box.
As in, can you have a look at it but add an exit, or just can you add an exit to each level?
Just say, well, what is the exit sort of the end of the level? Is that
Uh,
what you want?
yeah, that's what I'm envisioning is you're kind of, oh my God, there's flying saucers, you're running, you're kind of hiding, and then there's like, I don't know, safe zone at the other side.
Okay, exactly that. What you just said.
Safe zone goal each.
Okay, so now you're giving it an instruction. It's just going to go through and say, right, I need to give more. I need to change the game now to meet your new instruction. So it's going to rewrite the code. If you click on code, you should be able to see it doing its thing. Um, so if you click on app or that one, yeah. No, that's not going to do it. Go down to main. That's not going to do it either. Go to the game one, the game TSX. Okay, so you can see now it's starting to put all this text in, right? And this is what it's doing. It's generating all this stuff and creating the game for you. So, okay, go back to preview. And it's now updated it. So it's giving you a response back saying it's done that. So you can start another game, play it again, see how it feels. Ah, I see. So what's the issue here?
It's not displaying it or rendering it to the full screen, so you can't actually see the top and bottom, and also I can't actually know where the exit is.
Okay, so type that in. So
Also, it doesn't look like there's an exit anyway. Hmm. Oh yeah, sorry.
I've also got that. So let's just say the aim to the goal
Oh,
to
there it is.
to end the level is to get to an exit.
I think that's it pulsing in the corner. You see it? But then there's blobs in the way, so you wouldn't be able to, or trees, so you wouldn't actually be able to reach it anyway.
So first of all, let's fix the aspect ratio. So say the make the game 16 by 9. Um, yeah, just send that. So I think it's what, but again, like I said, like if you don't specify, it will sometimes just invent things and just say, oh, this is the thing we're going to do, and then it just
Yeah.
invents it, and then you're just like, okay, that's it. That's it. That's your lot. That's what you get. So it doesn't really fully kind of give it to you. So update to the game. The resolution is now set to that. Okay. Okay, so if you go to full screen now, you actually, is there a refresh? I don't know.
There you go. Refresh.
Reload.
Reload the app.
Yeah, reload the app and see if that. I think it's made the playable bit 16 by 9, and
Oh yeah, because you can't actually see that stealth bit at the bottom, which is kind of missed.
yeah.
Just see that bit.
So as it comes closer, it goes down. And I guess when it gets to 0, that's what does it. Maybe full screen your browser. So if you go to the 3 dots
Yep. Yep.
and yeah. Okay, does that work a little bit better? A little bit better.
I think so. No, not. I mean, you can see the whole screen at least.
Yeah.
So we shrink that. Okay.
Okay. No.
Nope.
Nope.
There we go.
Hey.
There you go. There's the boss. Okay.
Oh,
Very dense um, route to get down. How are you meant to get through all those?
I don't know. Does it wrap around in the map? Like if you go all the way to the right, do you pop out at the
Ooh,
left?
if I could navigate all the way to the right, my friend, I would let you know. I think maybe a few less trees or a little bit.
So what do you think it hasn't done? Like in terms of the game working, what do you think it hasn't done?
I mean, logically, it's done what I asked it to do. It's created a game. Let me exit that. It hasn't.
Like you need to get to the extraction point. What do you feel it hasn't done properly?
Explain the route there or provide you with something that feels the controls feel a bit sluggish. Um,
Okay, type that in first. The controls were a bit
okay.
sluggish.
Can you update this or can you make this more user friendly?
Uh, yeah, but or do you use words that you would think like? Do you want it to be snappy? Do you want it to be? Do you want to feel it like a bit pacey? Like use words like that.
I think yeah, like a little bit more forgiving, pacey. I think is the good way. Can you make this more forgiving and increase the speed?
Yeah, sure. Hit send. Send it. Okay. So it comes back in the chat to say snappier handling. I'll
Hmm.
increase the deceleration factor from 0, blah, blah, blah. Forgiving hitbox, reduce the player's physical radius from 12 to 8. Faster stealth recovery, quadruple the recovery rate. Balanced abduction, discrete the abduction. So the game should now feel more like a precision stealth action game. Okay, let's give it a go.
Okay, yeah, it's definitely snappier. And then maybe it's that a bit too okay, yeah. So I can get through there a bit more.
Okay, so something's not working.
Hmm. Let's remove the kind of end of the level. Is it just created into one level?
It's saying if you
It's got the timer, so do you have to wait now down to 0?
it might be. If you just want to press Control and minus just to like zoom out a little bit. Okay, cool. Right.
Is that better?
Yeah. That way, at least you got the whole thing on screen. So, okay. So, what changes do you want to make?
Maybe it's a genre, right? Stealth. Um, we are kind of trying to avoid the flying saucers. Um, I don't know. The central kind of character being a dot. Does it feel human enough? Do I need a humanoid kind of character in there so I feel like I'm actually running through it, not just kind of floating around anything? That's my initial thought there.
Okay, so you want to have it have a more natural.
Yeah, like a little bit more natural, kind of like forest and kind of human player to kind of like build up the surroundings a bit more. Flying saucers, all right. I don't mind those too much.
Yeah. Okay, so put it in. Type it in.
Maybe the perspective, not top down. Maybe as the player's running through the forest, and all you can see is the light rather than the flying saucers.
Uh, how so? I can't envisage that. What you're saying?
So if I've got the camera, I'm running through the forest, and I just see this light come down. I'm like, oh my God, that's flying saucer, duck. Um, so then the user playing the game just has the human's view of it as he's kind of running through the forest.
Right.
Your silence speaks volumes
No,
here.
I'm struggling to see it. I'm struggling to see what you're seeing.
Well, let's park that aside for it. I'm gonna make the forest more
Do this bit, yeah. Do this bit. Make the forest more. Uh,
like I don't know, tree-like, more bushier, or like
yeah, just put more tree-like.
okay.
Okay, hit send. Send it. Okay, let's have another go.
Alrighty then. You want to play organic forest? Ooh, okay. Okay, interesting. Let me through. Yeah, and you can't run off the side.
Okay.
And I can't run through the tree either.
Okay, so let's put that in there. Like, I would phrase it in the way it loves, like ensure that there is a path to the extraction zone.
I'm sure there was a path on each level to the extraction zone, because would it just take it as one level?
Uh,
It's always a path to the extract extraction zone that is available.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll send it. Send it. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So and that's the thing. Sometimes it just sort of does stuff, and you're just like, right, that doesn't make any sense. So you have to like explain, do this, make it make sense, please,
Hmm.
and then it will go through and update it, and then you can go ahead. Right, let's have another go. Uh, so yeah, so now it's saying it's going to calculate a safe corridor. Um, so it guarantees that you can get to the extraction point. Okay.
Should have gone down, shouldn't I? Yeah.
Okay. So we're in,
Okay, yeah.
so we're in the instructions though. What do you expect to happen once you reach that circle?
Well, earlier it was kind of like as soon as you got to the extraction zone, the level finished, then it loaded the next one. But it seems to have
Okay, put that in. Put that in.
forgotten that
When I
already.
reach the extraction zone, end the level, go to the next one.
Zone, move into the next level.
Okay, send it. Okay, let's have another go.
So reaching the extraction node automatically and immediately advances you. Okay, cool. Right.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Can I get around that bit? Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, get up this bit. Ah,
You got caught. So before we go into the next bit, if you go up to the top left, you got the button that says publish.
sorry.
Oh, that one's
Okay.
okay. That one worked.
Ah, okay, that's more interesting. Goes you automatically through, and you can go back through as well. Uh, oh, okay, so I can just skip the levels, really? This is the next boss, is it? Interesting.
Okay, we can do
Is
it. So go up to publish
okay.
and hit get started. And if you uh, go to Google Cloud Project for a second, if you go
Uh,
up, I'm
this one
just
here,
wondering.
Google Cloud.
Yeah. Done that drop down. Okay, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. We can ignore that. I was just wondering if my billing comes up that you could use it, but no, it's fine. So
kick off that.
So yeah, so what feedback do you have from your last playthrough?
Yeah. I like that it seemed quicker paced, something that the original concept was occupy someone's time for about 5 minutes. I believe we put that in there, but if not, it's kind of given that vibes. Um, I feel like that automatic move to the next level um, made it a little bit too quick, maybe. And I'd hope if the game went on for longer, it would get even more challenging. But maybe it's also too fast paced. But yeah,
Okay, we'll put some of that. Some of that. Put your changes in. Just stick it in.
I forgot what I just said. Maybe the game slow the game down a little bit.
Yeah, you could say that.
To provide more of a challenge. Oh, yeah.
Okay. And if you want to go to share and next to publish,
Mhm. Shall I wait for it
and
to finish the?
no, it's fine. It's fine. You can do it. You can do it
Okay.
anytime. And just put my email address in there. So just do Dom at Chuff Solutions. Okay.
Is there anything more you want me to do there?
Uh, duh, 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 duh. I'm gonna see it. Hopefully the email will come in at some point. Do I have to go to my AI Studio? Hang on, let's go to my AI Studio. Dashboard. Oh, I'm in as viewer. Okay, that's fine. That is fine. Apps. What? Okay, I can't actually find my. I've just got a random game in here that apparently I created. I probably created.
What's the game focused on?
I have no idea. I can't remember. Oh, I think it's like it's an example one. But I don't think they do that anymore. Yeah, I don't know why I can't see your project. Anyway, play the game again and just sort of note some. Have a go. See how you feel.
I mean, I'm not sure how you get through that to the ending.
Well, yeah. Just tell it that. Just go straight into the thing. If you go to share, I think you need to give me a link. If you go to share and
Okay.
then copy link down at the bottom.
Yep.
Cool. And then
Want me to come out of this?
yeah, just escape to come out full screen. Yeah. And then just stick it in the meat thing. Yeah.
There you go.
That's it. And stick it in there. Cool. Perfect. And then I should be able to grab that. Thank you very much. And then I can bring it down here. Continue. Okay. So go back to your thing. All right. Okay. I can view it now. Okay, I actually got to extraction point myself on my version, and it didn't actually do
I mean,
anything. It had a
I
path, but it didn't actually do anything.
Does it kind of reset sometimes? Because we edit that change and then something else knocks out an old change.
Yeah, that's kind of what can sometimes happen. Um, oh, nope. Oh, nope. Okay, that actually got a little bit. Okay. Yeah, put changing. Yeah, all right, cool, awesome. And let's go down here. Okay, perfect.
So does that link I sent you, does that automatically update?
Yeah, if I refresh it, it will update. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm playing it now, and it's sort of yeah, it's kind of working. So yeah, do your thing, and I want to refresh it on my side as well.
It's just a little bit too easy now.
Yeah, I found that I got through it quite quickly. So when it's in the corner, it doesn't really do the extraction thing properly.
Should we put in what says make sure the extraction point is never placed in a corner?
Yeah, you
Or
could
maybe
do
it's
that.
central and you have to get, well, that's what we kind of wanted originally. It's central and then you have to navigate your way through the forest to reach it.
Yeah, put it in there. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Interesting. When it was stuck and it wouldn't complete it on the thing, what? Oh my god, there's a weapon in it.
I added that in and so like
Oh.
randomly put a weapon in every now and then.
Ah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, cool. Yeah. Oh shit. Oh. Oh.
Suddenly having to hear all these ooh, ooh, and
Yeah.
then I come to you as well. I'm like,
Okay. Yeah, this is working. Oh shit. No. Come on. There we go. Oh yeah, the boss is actually quite tough to kill. It's got quite a. Nope. Ooh. Oh, I died. Anyway. So what are the changes you put in? Put more changes in. Keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going.
just waiting for it to generate. But yeah, move the extraction point to the central level. When the player reaches the extraction point, when they merge to the next level, they're placed in random location. Because I think it's just if you run straight out and the route is clear, it's a bit easy just to run to the next bit.
Yeah.
And change the location of the trees and add in the old house or obstacle every now and then as well. See what that comes up with.
okay, it does get a little bit more manic. Oh shit.
Okay, well that's a bit more exciting, a bit more challenging, which I think is what we're trying to reach towards.
Yeah. Is it still building? Okay.
Use me curtain.
Utilize the canopy coverage to maintain stealth coherence. Operate player unit through. Okay. So what does it mean by utilize the canopy?
The tree canopy, so you can kind of stay camouflaged, but that's not necessarily obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause it's like a very easy route there. Do we need to refresh it? Let's try that. Okay, yeah, there you go. It's a random house now.
Okay, so what other changes do you need?
That felt a bit weird. It's like, do we get a certain way and it changes the level? Yeah.
So I'm going to play it. Okay, there we go.
Very old.
Oh, I think I need to do a refresh. Oh right, so it finishes the level when you get to the center.
Uh-huh.
There's nothing indicating in the center that you have to get to the center.
I mean, it's a big pulsing circle.
Oh no, I had the circle somewhere completely different.
Okay.
The circle was in the corner.
Yeah, I mean, it's always been the center.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, have a go with that. Have a go with that. Oh, I'm not actually. I'm on another window. Right, okay, there we go. Oh.
Are you still playing at your side?
I am indeed, yeah. I've managed to get trapped a few times. Oh, there we go. You kind of have to squeeze through sometimes between the trees.
Yeah.
But I think
It's not necessarily obvious which way. It's like, oh, that does look a bit small, and then you kind of have to crowbar wiggle your way through.
yeah. Excuse me.
Been a long week.
Been a long day. Oh, But do you kind of get the gist of it now? Like, in terms
I do. I
of...
was just thinking, do people probably like create a lot of games this way, and then do you have to pay to export it, and then when it's published, say on like the mobile app store, does Google take a cut of it, or?
So this will just deploy it to the web. So you can only really play it on the web, in a browser.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it does. And yes, you will have to pay for it, but the billing is normally done in terms of the billing is normally just done until I think it's sort of traffic, just as a website would be. So there'll be a certain amount of free that you can get from it. Um, yeah, you'll get a free.
I've got a horse. Amazing.
Yeah. Did you prompt it to have a horse?
Yeah. I was like, oh, why not? I want a horse. Mm. I like the random relocation bit. Oh, that is in the center.
So yeah, yeah.
Question bits.
Google will charge for, yeah, as people access it in traffic basically, and then that's how it works. So you have to create like a Google project and then add your billing. I don't know how much it costs exactly, but then once you do that, you get a URL, and then you can just say, right, this is where my game is, and you can send it to people, and other people can play it. But yeah, people do use this quite a lot. So the event that I would go to, Vibe Coding Collective, they will often put on an event which is just a build a game thing, and people will just sit there and build a game in an evening. And we've been going not that long, and you've already got something working, right? You can just keep prompting and get to a point where this is sort of working. So you're getting into it now, yeah. You just built a game,
Did.
mate. You just built a game. And this is like I did in the presentation. Like, it's this loop. You have an idea. You say, right, I'm going to prompt it. I'm going to have a thing, and then I'm going to have a result. Note some changes. Go back to the prompt. Sit the prompt in. Get another app. Do it again, and just keep going around that loop until it kind of is the way that you want it.
Mm. It definitely breaks down that barrier of access as well.
Yeah.
Because you're not, able to code in big forms that have like some dreams of, oh my God, I've always wanted to see, I don't know, what Donald Trump being abducted by an alien in a game looks like. I can program it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, the horse is so fast.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
Like Chloe's cat loves to like try and steal toast off of you.
Okay.
And I made a game where you were a player with a piece of toast and you had to run away from Clara the cat who was chasing you. And I just vibe coded that in I just vibe coded that in like an evening. Not even that. Okay, there you go. That's vibe coding. That's vibe coding. And now, if you want to start a new project, you can just go back to the main thing and just say, right, let's start a new project and start doing something different.
You. Okay. Cool. God, I want to see what it looks like the horse jumping. Oh, I want to get to the horse. The horse shoots weapons now. Okay, I can take out these spaceships.
All right. So yeah. So I mean, you're just gonna keep adding things.
One last thing.
No, add as much as you want. Like, just keep adding stuff. Like, if you want to build, if oh, someone in the chat. Oh, okay. Can you teach me after? Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, you can watch the rest of the stream and go back and watch the replay. It's going to be. Yeah, I'm not going to put anything on it, so you just go back and watch it. But you can kind of see how we've gone through the process of somebody who had no idea what vibe coding was, who is now sat here building a game with aliens and horses and guns and things. Like, yeah, I mean, that's it.
I don't remember adding a pulse bolt to the horse, but I'm like, cool.
All right, let's go. Mount. What was?
E is mount the horse.
Oh, got it.
It should, if you press spacebar, it has like a laser beam now.
Yeah, I found that one. So this shift is jump.
Hmm.
I'm not entirely sure what jump does.
You need to jump. You've got laser beams as a horse. Okay. If you change it now, it should be a giant earthworm that can eat you as well.
Okay. All right, continue to app. Start mission sequence.
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
Did you get the F? I didn't get the F1.
I did. I got eaten. It has like a little circle around.
Got stuck. Got stuck. There we go. I didn't see the worm.
There you go. I got consumed.
All right, there you go. That's vibe coding.
Cool.
All right, okay, yeah. This is exactly it. Like, you just do a thing. You think, oh, I want to change something. You come back, you prompt it, and you get it.
It's fun. It's fun. I'm glad we chose the game as well. Definitely more fun than to do this.
Yeah, no, totally, totally. But you can go away and do it now, and just say like, oh, I want to. You can go create a new project and say, well, I want to do this thing now. So the only thing is, and I didn't realize they took this out, but it used to be that you could just upload it to a GitHub repository, but it seems like they've taken it out now.
Okay. Because it is just you'd share your link with someone of like, hey, have a look what I've created, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I could just download the Git repo and run it myself. Oh, I just saw the worm.
Jesus.
That is yeah. I see what you're going with that. You got swallowed, mate. Okay. No, yeah, I was gonna.
It's a bit too frequent. last change? The waiting time's cut from 2 seconds down to one. Okay, yeah, that is a bit mean.
Uh,
There's no limit to the number of prompts you can do per day. It's literally just as many as you want, but if you want to publish it, you have to pay.
mm. Sorry, go again. Oh, the amount of prompts. I don't know actually. I don't think so.
Yeah, so no one like was it basic chat GBT and stuff, you can only have a certain amount of prompts, obviously unless you pay for the main version.
I don't think so. I think where they get you is to basically to build something and ship it, and then that way you pay for the hosting of whatever you
Hmm.
build.
Yes, definitely got the horse. It was definitely more challenging than it did at the start, which is more exciting to play at least. Yeah, like adding a few different elements in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which jump for the horse?
I don't think it does any. I don't think it does anything. The jump. I'm not sure what you're supposed to be jumping over.
I was meant to be aliens that dropped down as well. I think I did that in.
Oh, is that what the glowy bits are?
Oh, yeah, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And the glowing red aliens into a so typical green alien from Roswell.
Okay. Do it. Send it. So yeah, that's it. There we go. There we go. Vibe coding.
Cool.
Vibe coding
Thank you.
in and now you're getting into the flow of it. Now you're getting into it. You're just like, oh, just do this and do this and do this, and it's like, yeah, you just find a bunch of stuff that's really interesting, and you think, oh, I'll just do this, and then you could do this for a bit, and then you might go, oh, I might have an idea for something else, and you just sort of come back and you just create it, you just prompt, and then you'll start to like figure out, oh, it's quite interesting if I do it this way or that way, and then you can also find that there's also other tools that you can use in order to do this that might be a little bit a bit easier.
Oh, it has it props in there as well. Okay. Oh, okay. We've got their heads.
Uh,
What those are the flying saucers instead.
they've turned the flying saucers into aliens and not.
Lame.
So you can restore back to a previous point if you go in the chat, and you can go before the bit that the change that you made, and then there's a button that
So
says
this one.
restore. Yeah, that's it, and that will put it back to what it was at that point. So yeah,
Okay,
there you
that's
go.
better.
So if you ever type it in, you go, actually this is completely wrong. You just go back and just fix it.
The remix, if you just want to copy it, and then
I have no
I want to
idea.
keep the old one.
No idea.
Okay.
And yeah, so when you build an app, you're basically going to do the exact same thing when you want to build an app. You just basically describe your app, you get an app, and then you just kind of use it and go, oh, I want this thing to change and I want that thing to change or whatever. But it might be worthwhile, like, and I've not really. I played around a little bit with a game engine, and it might be worthwhile if you're like, oh, I'm quite interested in just sort of farting around and making some games and see what happens. That, maybe you set yourself up with like a whole thing where you're like, okay, well, I'm going to build a game using this, and then I'm going to use this thing, and then that's what I'm going to use, and then you can just create a game and just do it in an actual game engine, and you might get a little bit better results from that because then you can kind of bring assets in that you can then use that instead of having this, because this is what it's doing, and the reason the game sort of sometimes like looks a little bit like it's not really too detailed, it's not got the game feeling to it, is because essentially it's taking a framework that is used to build apps, and it's just kind of it's kind of what am I trying to say here? It's kind of taking a thing that would normally create user interfaces and kind of just bodging it to turn it into a game.
Yeah. Whereas, so, like, I imagine you put it into the Quake engine or something like that, or the Unreal Engine, and
you could use one like that. There's an open source one called Godot that does a lot of stuff. So I don't know, if you want to, we can kind of I can set up, like, that would be a little bit more of a setup, but I can set the whole thing up so that we can both sort of prompt into something and create a game and see what happens.
Okay. Cool. So I'm just fighting around on here. Okay,
it got eaten, mate. It got eaten. So yeah, just keep playing around. Just keep playing around and put stuff in there and just get a feel for it and create some apps, right? If you come out of this, so if you go back to start in the top left and you go to gallery, you'll see if you scroll down, there's like stuff that other people have built.
Okay.
And
are these all publicly available as well? Like the app you create is available for everyone.
Yeah, I think you can do it, and then you can prompt on top of these to create a new game, right?
Uh-huh. Joe's laughing at the pet passport.
And people are, you can see people create games, people have created all this kind of stuff.
Okay, little Temple-Run-esque. Nice.
Yeah, and you can prompt on top of these. So this is kind of like the starting point if you don't want to start from scratch, or you kind of go, I quite like that, I kind of want to build on top of that, then you can just grab this and prompt on top of it.
So where the remix comes in, you create a copy of theirs
so,
that you can use, so you don't override those. So people get a little bit annoyed if you.
Yeah, remix to make this app your own. So just click it, and what is this? Experience a rhythm game where the music is generated on the fly by Google's Lyra model. Okay.
Okay, it's real hard.
Miss.
Okay, no.
Okay, so yeah, you could just pick one of those and just say, right, remix it. That's, I guess, what remix is. You just remix it, and then you have a copy of that, and then you can just prompt on top of it to kind of make it more and do more stuff that you want to do.
Cool.
So is this
the one I made?
Yeah, so that's just automatically created a thing for you, but you can just ignore all of that. I think it just does that by default.
Okay.
But yeah, don't worry about API keys. That's just, if you have an app that needs to use AI, then you take an API key and put it into your app, and then it can access Google's AI for their app, for your app. So if you're doing like an AI image generation app, then you can use the API key from Google to do that, and that's essentially what that is for. So yeah. How experience out of 10? How did you feel about
that? Yeah, I mean, it was easy to get a head around, and then was fun to do. So yeah, I think it definitely place it at like a 9 out of 10. I don't think anything's perfect in life, so nothing ever gets a 10, just for the record. So I give it a 9.
Yeah, that sounds good. Sounds good. So yeah, maybe if you have a bit of time at some point, sit down and think about what kind of game could I build, or what game could I build, or what app can I build. And for me personally, I always start off by just sort of describing it in a document. And when you get into the chat, you can click on the plus button and it will allow you to upload a file. So if you describe the stuff in a text file, and I just literally just a text file, like I'll just attach it and go, cool. Mate, that's some boundaries that I may want to keep or some instructions I want to add to it. And
So the
yeah,
sample media then by that token would be, I don't know, I create a picture of Bart Simpson or something, and I'm like, I want this in the game.
I guess so. Yeah, yeah. But you can get like if you want to do another stream at another point, we could set up a better pipeline to make another game, and that way we can get a little bit more in the details of how we're going to do that.
That sounds like a very good idea.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. I'll set it up a little bit more. Now, it's also going to be new territory for me because I've only ever farted around in games engines. I've never actually sat down and just built a game. So it'd be interesting to actually say,
Let's build a wrestling game.
Sorry?
Let's build a wrestling game. That's what you're thinking.
I actually have an idea for a wrestling game, funny enough.
Okay.
And let's just go back to here. I actually have an idea for a wrestling game that I basically like Streets of Rage, but like wrestlers. You do wrestling moves. Like
Okay, so you're going down the streets, do like a little FU, and then you go down to the little.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Like Streets of Rage, but wrestlers and wrestling moves. Because like
You can pick up like a chair and table and all that kind of stuff.
yeah, that's it. That's it.
Okay.
That would be that's complicated. But we could set up a pipeline and just have a go at building something. We could try rebuilding your game that you built today and make it a little bit better. Because I think, and this is the bit where it kind of what it doesn't understand effectively is the conceptualization behind what you're doing. So it was messing up the path quite a few times, and that's because it doesn't really understand. So you kind of have to tell it, look, the order that I need you to kind of do things is to pick point A where I start and pick point B where I finish, draw a path, and then put the trees around it. Right? That's how you would do that. Now, the what it did was to kind of do things in an order that didn't really make much sense. For example, I'll put the trees down, and then I'll try and make sure that there is a gap somewhere, which is sort of the wrong way around of doing it. So you have to kind of think logically about how would you build this game bit by layers, and then build it in this way. So starting off simply, like really simple things where you're just like, right, and it kind of did part of that for you, where you're just like, right, I'm a circle, and the things is a square, and then these two things do this, and then you kind of play it at that level where it kind of makes sense, and then you can kind of add things into it. But what's good about if we build something and use Godot, what's good about that is there's loads of free assets. Like we can just go find a bunch of free assets and say, right, let's build that thing. Let's build that thing, and maybe decide like what you want to build in terms of a game beforehand, and that way, we can get a whole bunch of assets sort of ready to go. To a certain extent as well, we can use AI to help us with that generation of stuff as well, and say, right, okay, these are our assets. We can put it all into our folders and start just building the game and see how far we get. That's up to you how much time you want to spend on it.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds good. I'm still just got Streets of Rage wrestling in my head now, so that's all I've got playing around.
I think that's going to be very complicated. I think you're going to have to know something about how that game works in order to get even close to that. But one day, that's going to be my passion project. One day is if I get to a point where I can have my business is running nicely, I can give myself 2 weeks off. I'm going to potentially like spend my time building that. I don't know.
Call it Streets of Wrestle Rage.
I don't
I don't
know.
know. It sounds exciting.
I don't know. But I know already it's going to be complicated. Like I know it already. It's fine. Okay, so I think we're in the stream there. We had a few people in. I'm having a look over now. I think everybody's left now. Maybe one person left. I'm not sure. But yeah.
Can you mute me on the presentation because like Ava's making dinner or something?
Yeah.
Film has muted you.
Yeah. there was a noise coming through. Well, I could kind of just about hear myself come back to me, and that was sort of distracting me a little bit. So
it's because like when I was on Teams call the other day, I was like, oh, because there was someone drilling outside. I was like, oh, can you hear the noise? And someone was like, oh no, yeah, noise cancelling and stuff. So I didn't know if I know the headphones would. So yeah,
it was just me coming. It was just me coming back to myself. I could it wasn't even clear. It was like I could just hear the cadence of my voice, like a little bit delayed, and it was just distracting me. So I muted you. But yeah, let's end the stream here. No one's in. Everyone's left now because I said that. But for all of those who have watched this back, thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. Appreciate subscribe, all the other bollocks, and yeah, we'll do it again, and we'll build another game. I don't know what. We will figure that out, but probably for the technical people, probably in Godot, and we write the G scripts via I don't know, maybe something like OpenCode. But I think what would be quite good is actually if I can build. I might have to build an application actually. So you, Ben, you can type in your machine, and then the commands come through on mine, so that you can build those things. And we might have to do a little bit of jiggery pokery on that side of things. So
just to confirm, so I type in, I don't know, for example, I want player A to have a very hairy arm, and then that goes into your application that translates that code into something else.
Yeah, just a way of so I don't have to keep copying and pasting out of a chat into a thing. It just pipes it straight into it, and it can do the prompting from there. I'm not 100% how I'm going to do that. I'm going to have to figure that out, but that might be interesting if we're like both sort of going through and yeah, I'll figure it out. It's always my way is just I'll always figure it out. I'll just figure it out. It's fine. So yeah, we'll do it that way. Right. Anyway, everyone on stream, thank you very much. I'll catch you in a bit. Bye. Let's end the stream and end stream. And there we go. Done. So we had a few views.
I assume I'll stop presenting now.